and did their best to protect their children. But they could not shelter us from the world, and the world came at them from all directions. In 1962, Robert was 15 years old, Emi was 14, their brother John was 13, and the youngest, Beth, was 11. The whole family was watching television when a bright flash caused Beth to shout, "Oh my God! Look out the window!" We all rushed into the dining room and looked out at the nighttime sky as the flash faded to an angry orange, then to swirling bright red to dark purple, and finally, back to black. We didn't know it at the time, but what we were witnessing was an atomic bomb explosion spreading its wrath across the Pacific sky. The next day, the local paper said that the United States atomic bomb test, one of a series that took place on Christmas Island, looked like someone had poured blood across the sky. A local newscaster described the experience much more graphically, saying it looked like someone had slit the throat of an animal and let the blood gush out across the sky. At first the blood was bright red, he wrote, frothy because it was still alive with oxygen. As the blood began to die, it began to coagulate, become thicker, transitioning from dark red to purple. Eventually, dark purple gave way to black, and the twinkling of stars finally pierced the blackness. The times themselves, combined with witnessing that atomic blast, contributed to the decisions, the actions, and reactions of the entire Kiyosaki family. In 1964, Ralph and Marjorie quit their jobs and volunteered for President Kennedy's Peace Corps, taking substantial cuts in pay. The two sisters joined the peace movements, protesting against the Vietnam War in school and in the streets. And the two brothers volunteered and served in Vietnam, John in the Air Force and Robert in the Marine Corps. In our own way, ironically, each of us was working for peace. From an early age, though biological siblings, we were a study in contrasts. To the casual observer, our differences may seem more apparent than our similarities. The contrasts run deeper, however, than the image of a smartly dressed Robert Kiyosaki juxtaposed with his sister clad in her monastic robes. Deeper than the juxtaposition of material wealth and spiritual riches. Deeper and more profound than choices related to war and peace, scarcity and abundance, questions and answers. Family number 2 is our spiritual family, the family that draws us with its call, the promise of acceptance, true understanding, and happiness. It is a community in which we know the power of unconditional love and find that which we know in our hearts is missing from our life. Our spiritual family is our true home, an environment where we can live the life we are born to live and gain the perspective and ability to accept and appreciate other thoughts and points of view. There are many paths to finding your spiritual family: marriage, education, religion, career, friends, teachers, and even crisis and despair. Finding your spiritual family in marriage is finding your soulmate. There is no more powerful union than two people who find each other to share another life together. As we all know, divorce rates are high. While there are many and varied reasons for divorce, one is loneliness. The loneliness and emptiness of being married to a person who is not your soulmate. There is a big difference between loving your spouse or partner and loving a soulmate. Many people search for, but few ever find, their second family, their spiritual family. This book is about a brother and sister, two people born into the same biological family, and their parallel but divergent paths to God, money, and happiness through knowledge and self-discovery. It is a story of our support of each other in the face of contrasting points of view and conflicting ideologies, in the search to find our spiritual families. It is also the story of our search for a spiritual teacher. Life is filled with teachers. Very few are spiritual teachers. When a spiritual teacher